there, my fellow viewers, welcome back to the channel and for another ep on What If. As you saw the title and thumbnail, of course I'll be talking about Pink Floyd and Roger Waters. But for this video, I'm going to talk about Roger. It will be a time that the Wall tour was a success. Primarily, it was a very successful tour. And it took around for over 200 plus shows from 2010 to 2013. That's insane. So, would Roger do it again, but from his previous concept from the era of the 80s, but this time around with pros and cons of hitchhiking? Would he? Let's see. After a tremendous success with the Wall tour, Roger decided to take a little break, but that was a really short one. He wants to continue to do a revival concept tour idea again by this point in between from September 2013 to April 2014. There had been some discussions what to do next, and one mentions about to do a short tour on pros and cons. At least for about 30 to 40 shows to do a commemoration 30th anniversary tour. That would be incredible to see. Same thing like The Wall, but this time with pros and cons. So, the tour would not only celebrate the album, but also give it a new life using the modern technology and storytelling methods he had perfected during the Wall tour. Drawing the inspiration from the scale, visual updated, and concept depth of The Wall, Roger set out to modernize the original pros and cons tour from the 1984 to 85, the original tour, which had been much more stripped down, was reinvigorated for the 2014 to 2015 version. With a broader, more immersive scope, Roger incorporated state-of-the-art technology, including advanced projectors, high-definition multimedia screens, and dynamic lighting to engage the audience more deeply. The setlist was updated with songs from Pros and Cons of Hitchhiking reworked for as a modern sound, blending contemporary elements with the original arrangements. This reworked version was designed to offer both longtime fans and new audiences a more captivated, emotional, layered experience. The core of the Pros and Cons tour was still the album itself, which was presented in its entirety, but was updated arrangements and live interpretations of the songs Roger chose of songs, and their order was strategically designed to tell a narrative of inner conflict and emotional struggle, which aligned with themes of alienation, self-doubt, and psychological distress explored in the album. The show also featured some of Pink Floyd tracks, which ties into the overall theme of self-reflection and emotional depth. And of course, we will be adding a couple of songs from the Radio Chaos and Amused to Death albums. The Pros and Cons tour officially kicked off in late 2014 and ran to early 2015. Not only that, for the September run, we're just going to add I think about 4 to 7 shows at least. And we're going to be going outside of Europe and the United States and Canada, with performances across multiple countries, delivering a series of sold-out shows to enthusiast the audiences. The performances were marked by a sense of intimacy despite the larger arena settings. Roger delivers a powerful and personal, focusing on connecting with the audience on an emotional level. He brought vulnerability to the stage, reflecting not just the narrative of the Pros and Cons album, but his own life experiences, weaving them into the live performances. Critics and fans alike hailed the Pros and Cons tour as a triumph, praising the way Roger updated his solo material to reflect on his career, what he did from the 80s and 90s and even the 2000s, or even the 2010s. While still playing true to the themes of the album, the combination of powerful music, narrative depth, and cutting-edge visuals made the tour feel like a continuation of his previous work, yet also something new that fans want to take a look at. Roger's successful demonstrated how his music could evolve and resonate in different contexts, and how his art, particularly in live settings, remained both timely and timeless. Now, here is the tour dates and setlist for the Revival Pros and Cons tour. So we kick off in the US and Canada with Buffalo, November 10th, then Toronto, November 12th and 13th, Kansas City, November 16th, LA, November 17th, 18th, and 20th, San Diego, November 23rd, Chicago, November 24th, Edmonton, November 26th, Vancouver, November 28th, 29th, and December 1st, Dallas, December 5th, Washington, December 6th, Philadelphia, December 8th, Seattle, December 10th, Tampa, December 11th, Montreal, December 16th and 17th, and finally New York, December 20th, 21st, 23rd, 28th, and 30th. Then we move on to 2015, kicking off in Europe. So we start off in Berlin in February 9th and 11th, then Paris, February 13th and 14th, then London, February 16th, 17th, and 19th, then Glasgow, February 20th, Cardiff, February 21st, Prague, February 23rd, Stockholm, February 24th, Copenhagen, February 25th, Rome, February 28th, Manchester, March 2nd, Dublin, March 4th, Hamburg, March 7th, Oslo, March 8th, Munich, March 9th, Leeds, March 12th, then finally back to London on March 15th, 17th, 18th, 20th, and 21st. If it wins success, there will go a few locations in September. So that will be in Australia, New Zealand, South America, and Asia. So we have Adelaide, September 7th, Sydney, September 10th and 12th, Melbourne, September 15th and 16th, Auckland, September 17th, 19th and 20th, Sao Paulo, September 23rd and 24th, and finally Tokyo, September 28th. Now to the set list. So there's going to be some changes. I'll mention about the changes in a bit. In the set list, we have the opening of The Happiest Days of Our Lives and say, "You! Yes, you! Stand still, legend!" And then we have In the Flesh, Mother, Set the Controls for the Heart of the Sun, Perfect Sense, Shine on You Crazy Diamond, Part 1 to 5. Then Have a Cigar, Pigs, The Three Different Ones, Money, The Powers That Be, Sheep. And then we go to Pros and Cons. It's 4:30 a.m. Apparently, they were traveling abroad. Then 4:33 a.m. Running shoes. 4:37 a.m. Arabs with knives and West German skies. Then 4:39 a.m. For the First Time Today, Part 2. 4:41 a.m. Sexual Revolution. 4:47 a.m. The Remains of Our Love. 4:50 a.m. Go Fishing. 4:56 a.m. For the First Time Today, Part 1. Then 4:58 a.m. Dunremim, Duncarin, and Donovan. 5:01 a.m. The Pros and Cons of Hitchhiking, Part 10. Then 5:06 a.m. Every Stranger's Eyes. Then 5:11 a.m. The Moment of Clarity. And then we end off with Brain Damage and Eclipse. Then we move to the encore with What God Wants Part 1. Then the official performance of The Happiest Days of Our Lives. Then we move on to Another Brick in the Wall Part 2. Then Amused to Death. And finally, Comfortably Numb. So notes to this to the set list is, additionally to the tour, there will be some changes throughout of it. So like there will be like an acoustic section some point during the tour before Perfect Sense and after Set the Controls of the Heart of the Sun, removing Money, One of These Days, and Pigs. So it'll be like the final cut medley of that. So it goes like this. Go Get Your Filthy Hands Off My Desert, Southampton Dock, the Fletcher Memorial Home, and The Gunner's Dream. Or sometimes in the acoustic set, we're going to have Wish You Were Here. Or Wish You Were Here will be performed after Have a Cigar. And also, as an opener, we'll be adding Speak to Me / Breathe, replacing In the Flesh. Or sometimes in the show, we're going to play Speak to Me and Breathe before the Pros and Cons set. And then in some point in the tour, Pigs and One of These Days will be removed in some shows. And of course, One of These Days will be performing during the tour as well. So it'll be played, but sometimes it'll be adding a guitar solo from The Thin Ice, with, to be added, Another Brick in the Wall Part 1, Empty Spaces, and Part 3. The 2014 and 2015 tour became an unforgettable experience, a bridge between past and present, with Roger revisiting a personal part of his history while also pushing forward artistry. By the end of the tour, the pros and cons of hitchhiking had not only been revisited, but had been refined for a new generation, cementing its place as an essential chapter in Roger Waters' artistry legacy. That is it for the What If video on Roger Waters. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Comment, like, and subscribe if you haven't done it yet. Hit the notification bell. Please do so. If you don't want to miss any single video that will be uploaded and released, please do so. Anyway, take care of yourselves. Stay safe. Until next time, peace.